Welcome back students. So we are continuing ray optics and we're learning prism in this lecture. Okay. So just like lenses were a part of a glass and or a transparent material and they are two reflecting surface, right? Exactly here also we have what like prism also part of a like some transparent medium, generally it's made up of glass and it has what two reflecting surface which are inclined at some angle to each other, right now. Okay. So generally when we see it look like this shape, right now. But it could be any shape. Okay, just we need two face which are inclined at some angle. That angle will call like angle A something, right now. So light incident on one face, refraction will happen, then light incident on second surface and again refraction will happen. So two time refraction will happen, right? So here also you want to calculate like what is deviation of the light and then what are the conditions of like maximum and minimum deviations, these things. Deviation we have learned for plane mirror already. What is the answer for plane mirror? Just 180 minus what 2i. If reflection happening like 2 times, then deviation is given by what 360 minus 2 theta, where theta is the angle between what two plane mirror. Then deviation in case of refraction also you have learned for what like plane surfaces, right now, like rectangular sheet. Okay, in that case our answer was like this one. Suppose light incident from one medium, this is medium 1, this is medium 2, angle of incident I, it should go straight line but it will not go here, it can deviate towards the normal, away from normal, right? Suppose deviating like that way, that's called angle of refraction. Then this is called what deviation. So deviation answer was simply I minus R. If light goes from what like a rarer medium to what denser medium, this is suppose rarer medium, that's what denser medium, or light going opposite, then just answer is what opposite of this, what R minus I, that's what your deviation, right? So same deviation only in case of this also refraction happens here, but some other phenomena will also come here like dispersion will talk, but refraction happening here also 2 times, so you want to calculate the net deviation also, right now. Okay, so let's start actually. So definition of prism you understood. What is prism? Is a part of a transparent medium, generally glass, which has what two surface placed at like they made at some what angle. Okay, plane surfaces are there. Okay, so first you want to calculate deviation due to a prism. Okay, deviation due to a prism. Everywhere we calculating deviation, so here also you want to calculate deviation due to a prism. Okay, yes. So let's draw a little big picture because there will be many small things. This is some prism, maybe equilateral or any type. Okay, doesn't matter. So let's give some name A, B and C. This is a prism. Okay, so these are two parallel side like AB and what AC. This is the base of the prism. Okay, so this angle name itself we call what A. So this is the most important thing, is called angle of the prism or also called refracting angle. Okay, look here, always when they start any questions they will talk about this angle. So your A, this is called what angle of prism. People also call in sometime what refracting angle. Keep in mind. Okay, yes, angle of the prism A, right? These two parallel sides, not parallel, sorry, plane sides inclined at some angle, that angle is called what angle of the prism. Okay, so two type of things we'll talk. Sometimes this angle will be big like 30 degrees, 60 degree, 45 degree. Sometimes this angle will be very small, less than 10 degree, like 8 degree, 5 degree. So two case we learn. Okay, so when angle is very small like less than 10 degrees called what thin prism, a simple case. Okay, okay, let's start. So what happens now, suppose some light comes. Okay, this is a light, this is called what incident ray. Let's give name incident ray. Correct, this incident on one face. Let's draw a normal here. So I'm drawing a normal here, this is normal. So this light and this is called what angle of incident I. Correct. So a light came to this face, it can come to this face also, no problem, right? Okay, light came here, incident on this face. Suppose this is could be any medium also, I'm calling just air, and this is what a glass of some refractive index what mu. Right now, here can be some other medium also, no problem. Then we'll talk relative mu of the like our glass or a prism by mu of the medium. Okay, so look here, this light will be refracted. Suppose refracted and come like this way. Okay, so this is called refracted ray, RR. Correct, it will make an angle of refraction, that angle I am calling R1. because there will be two angles, so I am calling that what, R1. So when now light incident on the surface, there may be many possibilities. What possibility? The ray may come out. This is general case. Generally, it comes out. Okay, ray may become parallel to this phase, AC phase, or it can get TIR also. It doesn't comes out. Okay, so generally talking, suppose this ray comes out now at some like that way. Okay, this is called emergent ray, ER. Correct? Three names becoming: incident ray, refracted ray, and what, emergent ray. So if you draw a normal here also, then we can write angle. So this is called angle of refraction 2. This is called angle of emergence or emergent angle, right? E. Correct? Angle of incident. This also actually angle of incident. Okay, you do not worry, but we calling angle of emergent. Okay, E. So let's complete geometry. What I do? These two normals I extend them, and suppose they meet here. Okay, so let's give some name. That's what D point. So this angle is also called as D angle. Okay, we'll need in geometry. Okay, some name can give this point. Let's call some name P, and that we call what, Q. Okay, now what we are interested, we are to calculate a deviation. So here you understood that deviation happening two time, because two time refraction happening at one this surface, one that surface, right now? Yes. So first time how deviation happening, watch carefully. The light was going like this way, it should go like straight like that way, right? But it deviated in this direction, so this is your angle of deviation del 1 first. Hope you can see it. This incident ray was, if there is no prism, it should go what, straight like that way, but it's deviated a little bit. So what is the angle of deviation? Del 1 we calling, right? Yes. So already we have learned in refraction what is the deviation, I minus R. Yes. So deviation del 1 is what? Obviously what? I minus what? R1. Clear? Yes. Second time deviation happening here. This ray was going like that way, right? Straight. This ray, refracted ray, but it then turned like this one. So if you extend this backward like that way, okay, then this is what your del 2. Del 2. What is del 2? Obviously what? E minus what? R2. That's what your second deviation. So net deviation is what? Obviously del 1 plus del 2, that we can write here. This is your net deviation actually. This is final direction, that was initial direction. So if you extend backward, that's what your net del. So net deviation is what? Obviously del is what? Equal to del 1 plus what? Del 2, right? So you say I minus R1, E minus what? R2. Correct? So deviation you can write simply I plus E minus R1 and R2. This is general formula. Okay, and what we can do, we can replace this R1, R2. Generally we don't know this angle of refraction. What we know angle of the prism, we know. So this answer we write in terms of what, the angle of the prism. How? Let's see some geometry you have to write here. Look in this triangle P, Q and D. Look at P, Q and what, D. Let's say this is equation third. Okay, so in this small triangle, this point, that point and this point, we have three angles here. Look here what, R1, R2 and D. So R1 plus R2 and angle D, all should be equal to what? 180 degree, right? Yes. Then there is a quadrilateral. Look here, which quadrilateral? A, P, D and what? Q. So I'm talking about quadrilateral. Which quadrilateral? A, P, D and Q. Hope you can see in picture. This is a point A, that's point P, that's point D and that's point what? Q. This quadrilateral I am taking. So sum of the four angles in a quadrilateral should be equal to what? 360 degree? Yes. So let's write. You say that sum of angle A, yes, angle A, then you say angle P, angle D plus angle Q should be equal to what? 360 degree. Now here we know two angle values already we know. What two angle? P and Q. What is P actually? This is a normal, right? This line is normal to surface. This whole angle is what? 90 degree obviously. This is surface, we have drawn a normal here. So this angle is what? 90 degree? Yes, 90 degree. Similarly this Q angle also what? 90 degree, because this is a normal. What is Q angle, people? Normal we have drawn. So this whole angle, that's what your Q. So P and Q we know as your angle P is equal to Q, how much, what, 90 degree. So you put here 90 and 90, that becomes 180, goes other side, becomes what? So angle, you say A plus angle what, remaining D is equal to what, 180 degree. Look at this equation 4 and look at this equation number 5. Correct? Both are 180, 180, so you can equate them. Right? This equation is equal to that equation, right? Means R1 plus R2 plus D is equal to what, that one. D get cancelled. So directly I am writing, you say that from 4 and 5, what you got? You got this very important relation that R1 plus R2 is equal to what? Angle of the prism. Very important, you should remember this. Okay, what is the answer? That I am equating this equation and that equation, hope you can see it. 180, that is also 180, so you can equate them. D get cancelled. R1 plus R2 is what? Angle A. Means the two refracting angle we have, the sum is always equal to the angle of the prism. Okay, so in this equation you can replace now equation 3. So del general formula is this, you have to remember now. Del should be equal to what? I, angle of incident, angle of emergent, minus what? A. This is now one of the main formula, you should remember. General deviation formula, if you want to know, what you need angle of incident, angle of emergent, and the angle of the prism. That will give you what? The deviation. Okay, first main thing. Correct? Okay, now what we'll do, we apply some conditions here. We want to know when the deviation will be minimum, when deviation will be maximum, and if this prism is thin, then what will happen. Okay, so look here, first we talk here. Okay, this is normal formula deviation and very important. Lot of questions you will see based on this. Okay, yes, correct. Okay, now what I want, as I said, that we want to calculate the condition for what? Minimum deviation. Okay, when the deviation will be what? Minimum. Okay, so look here, so I'm writing here condition for minimum deviation. You want to get the conditions for what? Minimum deviation, when the deviation will happen what? Minimum. Okay, so look here. What's the condition? Actually this comes from theoretical results, that you have to remember. So what is the condition for minimum deviation? So look here, for del minimum, you want to get minimum deviation, what you need, your angle of incident should be equal to what? Angle of emergent. Okay, and the angle of refraction R1 should be equal to what? Angle of second refraction. R1 should be equal to R2, I should be equal to E. These are the conditions. Okay, correct. So what happens? Look here, let me write like this way. Okay, these are equal. R1 is equal to R2, this is also equal. So for minimum deviation, what we need, the angle of incident and angle of emergent should be equal in magnitude, and angle of refraction R1 is should be equal to what? R2. This condition should be applied. So when we apply this condition, then what happens? Look here. So look at this equation. R1 plus R2, as you said, is equal to A. So suppose these two are equal, right? Equal, let's call them some value R itself. Then you say that 2R should be equal to A. So R should be what? A by what? 2. This is one result. Okay, correct. Then look at from this equation. You said del is equal to what? I plus E minus A. We want to write minimum deviation condition. So del minimum should be what? Del minimum should be equal to I and E are again equal. Let's call them I, angle of incident. Okay, so you can write this as 2I minus A. Correct. I'm interested in calculating I. So look, I will be angle of incident should be equal to what? Del M means del minimum, I'm writing, plus A by what? 2. This is your angle of incident. Angle of refraction I calculated, angle of incident I calculated. Now I will write what? Snell's law. Okay, I suppose that is air, this is what? Your prism. So refractive index, relative refractive index is what? Mu by air. Air is what? 1, so mu only. Suppose some medium is given, this is placed in water. Then what is the refractive index? We will talk relative refractive index, mu of this prism by mu of that medium. Okay. Okay, so I want to write using Snell's law. Okay, I am writing using Snell's law. Okay, Snell's law says that mu is equal to what? Sine I by what? Sine of what? R. Correct? Yes. So let's write mu, we know, sine I. What is the angle of incident? This angle of incident. Del M plus A by 2 by sine of R means what? A by 2. very important. Lot of questions we have on this. I will solve the problems for you once I finish theoretical part of this. Okay, so look here, what's the relation? This formula gives relation between what? Refractive index and the minimum deviation and the angle of the prism. Three things you have here: refractive index, angle of minimum deviation, and the angle of the prism. So anything can be asked here. Okay, so this is general formula for what? Minimum deviation. For this formula is what? Deviation, just deviation, normal deviation, right? This is what? Minimum deviation. This formula what is related? Minimum deviation, right? Okay, so this is what your minimum deviation happening. This is a formula. Okay, three things are related: refractive index, the angle of minimum deviation, and angle of the prism. Okay, yes, as I told you, the angle of rising, they give another name is called refracting angle. Also be careful. Okay, in questions sometimes they don't say that angle of prism is this much, they say what? The refracting angle of the prism what? This much. Okay, they can say like that. Okay, so now this is most important thing for us, but what I am writing is not much important from our exam point of view, because they never asked in exam, but still we'll write. Okay, first I can draw a graph before this. Suppose you want to draw a graph between what? Deviation del versus angle of incident. In words you can write this is what? Angle of incident on this side, angle of incidence. Then how the graph will look? The graph will look like this way. Okay, like that. So you see, at this point your minimum deviation happening. So at this point, okay, look here, let me draw lines. This is your del minimum, right? Del m. So this happens, at this happens, you know that at this point what happens, your you say I should be equal to what? E. Suppose this is what your I and this is what your E. So at this condition what happens, when angle of incident is equal to angle of emergent, then you get minimum deviation. This is a graph. Suppose angle of incident is increasing or decreasing, in both case what? Your deviation will increase only, right? Okay, also one important thing here, a theoretical question they asked in case of minimum deviation. When minimum deviation happening, these things you understood, this will happen always, right? Angle of incident and angle of emergent will be equal, right? And angle of refraction 1 will be equal to angle of refraction 2. There's one more thing happens, that this refracted ray, this ray will be exactly parallel to what? The base of the prism. In theory they have asked. So what happening? This ray, this is called refracting ray, is exactly parallel to the base of the prism when minimum deviation happening. Okay, so I'm writing in words also because it's very important. Okay, during minimum deviation, okay, the refracting ray becomes exactly parallel to what? The base of the prism. Yes, this ray is exactly parallel to this base. So in exam they have asked this question. Okay, suppose I draw a little tilted like that way, that this is your prism, incident ray is coming, and I say that minimum deviation happening, then this ray should be exactly parallel toward this line. Okay, yes. So these two lines, this is a refracted line, this is your base of the prism, should be what? Exactly parallel when this is happening, when the minimum deviation is happening. Okay, okay. So okay, so mainly this is what I taught is important part for us NEET students. Still one or two extra thing is what? Sometimes they can ask you like, then what is the condition for what? Maximum deviation. At maximum deviation what will happen, right now? So look here, I'm writing in short. Maximum deviation, right now you want to get deviation maximum, correct? Actually listen, maximum deviation happens when your angle of like this angle of emergent is what? Maximum. And maximum angle of emergent happens what? When this is like this ray is parallel to what? This prism. Okay, let me draw it here. If you're confused, look here. We are talking when the deviation will happen maximum. This is angle of incident, this is a refracted ray. So if this let me draw maximum deviation will happen when this emergent ray it will go like what? Parallel toward this base, right? This is also called grazing emergence. Yes, when grazing emergence is happening, means this angle of emergence, that this angle is equal to what, 90 degree, then what will happen, you will get what, maximum deviation. So for us NEET student, they can ask only this condition, calculation they never asked. Still I will write a formula here if you can remember. So look here, when the maximum deviation happens, also called what, grazing emergence, means your emergent line is parallel toward this surface, right now. So angle of emergent is what, your 90 degree, correct na? Yes, 90 degree. So in this case what will happen, we'll get what, maximum deviation. So if you want to get like what's the value of maximum deviation, I can tell you. Actually small derivation there, we don't need it, okay. So I'm writing this value here. This is called del max is equal to sine inverse of root of mu square minus 1 is called sine, can you see it, or I should write on the other side? One second, let me write it here. Del max, what is the answer? Sine inverse of, it's not much important for NEET student, okay. If you want to have capacity to remember, you can remember, this much is enough, okay. Root mu square minus 1 sine of a minus cos of a, this is what your del max, the condition for what, maximum deviation, okay. Now what happens now, here we can write TIR condition also, total internal reflection. Suppose this, we keep increasing this angle of incident, right now, then what happens, this ray, instead of like in this case what happens, ray is like getting what, a grazing emergence, okay, maximum deviation. Suppose this angle is increased, angle of incident, this ray may come into the prism again, right, it doesn't come out. So you can write here what, this is called like, they call it no emergence condition, right now. This is called what, no emergence condition, means, or you say TIR also, right now. Like your reflected ray will not come out, it will get reflected. So how it look, I am drawing it here, watch it here. Suppose this incident is more than the critical, here light is going from denser to rarer medium at this phase. At this phase what happening, from rarer to what, denser, and in this case denser to what, rarer happening, right now. So this, instead of going out, this light may come like this way, right now, correct. This is called TIR, right. For this TIR, what condition we need to get this no emergence, listen carefully, your refractive index should be more than what, sine A by 2, where A is the angle of the prism always, okay. Yes, this condition is satisfied, mu is the refractive index of this. If mu should be more than, if more than what, this value, sine 1 by sine A by 2, then what will happen, no emergence will happen, your light will get what, TIR, correct. Okay, so not much important this part, this is the only important part, okay. This was all about deviation due to a prism, correct na? Then you know that prism not, it's not doing only deviation, it do some other phenomena also, like it do dispersion of the light, right. Dispersion of light is what, splitting of light into its colors. So I will talk about dispersion now, okay. So far I discussed is what, deviation due to like a normal prism, or like a prism whose angle of prism A is like big, is more than 10 degree, maybe like 30, 45, 60. Then we write a small conditions, like if you have thin, is your prism is what, very thin, then how, what you do, okay. So look here, for thin prism, okay, thin prism is your angle of the prism is what, less than what, 10 degree, this is called your thin prism, like 5 degree, 2 degree, 3 degree, something will be given, okay. Then look what happens, when you know that in physics we know that when angle is very small, then sine theta is also equal to theta, tan theta also equal to what, theta, right now. Sine theta is equal to tan theta equal to just theta itself, right, when angle is what, very small. So look here, when I'm writing, when, you should know this, angle is small, right now, then what you say, you can say sine theta is just equal to what, theta itself, right. Yes, so look at our deviation, you said formula is mu is equal to sine of what, del m plus A by 2 by what, sine A by 2. We need this condition because the next topic we will learning like dispersion, that will talk due to what, thin prisms only, the angle of prism will be what, very, very small, okay. So sine theta is equal to theta itself, means instead of sine theta we are writing theta here, right now, means this much only. So you can apply this condition, then you will say that's del m plus a by 2 divided by what, a by 2. This get cancelled, right, cross multiply, then we're getting del m is like this one, mu minus 1, okay, mu minus 1 into what, a. Very very important. Yes, next calculation will depends on this formula. Direct question also they ask in exam. Okay, so when angle of the prism is very small, less than 10 degree, means like they said given 5 degree, 6 degree, 2 degree, 3 degree, okay, then you write this formula to calculate minimum deviation, right? Normally this is the formula when the angle of prism A is given like 30, 45, okay, then we'll use this formula, right? If the saying is a thin prism, then we'll use this formula. So this also related three things only: minimum deviation, angle of the prism, and the refractive index, right? Same thing here, right? So it's very very important. Okay, actually one thing I said wrong in last, I had rubbed the board, at the end I wrote this one. Remember what I wrote? I wrote that maximum deviation condition, right now. So actually I wrote like this one. What I wrote is this one. I wrote like del max is equal to what, sine inverse of root of mu square minus 1, then sine of a minus cos side. This formula is okay only. I missed this one. It's actually not del max. We finding the condition for del max. So this is the angle of incident actually. Okay, I, please correct this. I wrote, I think del m. So del max I wrote. It's not the del max value, it's the angle of incident required to get what, maximum deviation. So please correct this, I, okay, not del max. Okay, so now we're learning the second topic about prism, that's called what, dispersion. Dispersion meaning, you know, that we know our light, normal sunlight is like white in color, but when it passes through some like medium like a prism or some lenses, then what happens, the light will split into 7 colors. So this is itself called what, your dispersion of the light. Okay, the splitting of light into what, 7 colors is called what, dispersion of the light. Okay, so I'm writing in short, splitting of light into 7 colors, right now, is called what, dispersion, right? Okay, now before I go to numerical part, small one thing I want to tell you once more. Already I told you what I told you. Look here, deviation and mu are what, directly proportional. Deviation, del minimum deviation or just deviation also you can say, is directly proportional to what, refractive index, correct? And previous topics what we have learned, we have learned this refractive index and focal length are what, inversely proportional, right? Mu is inversely proportional to what, 1 by f, correct? Okay, let me write focal length. This also we have learned, correct? And we have learned that focal length is directly proportional to what, wavelength, correct? This also we have learned that so from here you can also that mu and wavelength are what, inversely proportional, right? Correct? Yes. So this dispersion will happen, light will, okay, split into colors, and the same time what will happen, deviation will also happen. Light will deviate from path also and split into what, colors also. So two phenomena is learning together, what, deviation and what, dispersion. So let's talk first dispersion alone. So this is your prism and this is called angle of the prism, correct? Some light came here, this was a white light, okay, this is your angle of incident. Light should go like that way, it is not deviating, right? But what will happen, because this is not like parallel slabs, thickness is not same, so light will start splitting into what is colors. So it starts splitting into what, colors, like that way. So all 7 colors should draw. All colors will bend and what, they deviate from their path also. So now we're interested that which color is deviates more, which colors what bends more, right now. So we see deviation. Deviation is directly proportional to mu, refractive index, and refractive and wavelengths are what, inversely proportional. Look here, we have 7 colors. Let's understand basics first. Very important. V, I, B, G, Y, O, R. That's your vector right now. Let's talk about this red color, lambda, wavelength of red color is what? Maximum, right? Wavelength of red color is maximum, and wavelength of your violet color, that's called what? Minimum. Lambda is what? Minimum, right? So wavelength increasing this order, right? Okay, now if wavelength is maximum for red color, then what happened to refractive index? Look here, refractive index and wavelength are what? Inversely proportional, right? It means your red color should have what? Mu as minimum, correct? Yes, the refractive index, all 7 colors has what? Different refractive index. So red color will have what? Minimum refractive index, okay? Mu will be what? Minimum, okay? Mu is minimum, then what about deviation? Suppose you want to know that which color deviates maximum. So look here, mu and deviation are what? Directly proportional. Means your deviation of the red color will be what? Minimum deviation. Refractive index minimum, deviation also minimum, correct? No? Yes. Okay, then same thing here, your violet color has what? Mu maximum. So deviation will also happen what? Maximum. Del will be what? Maximum. So it means, suppose this is original path, then which color is this? This color will be what? Your red color, right? Deviation of the red color, this is called like del red. This will be what? Minimum, right? Then this last color will be what? 7 colors you have to draw here. This will be what? Your violet color, right? This will be your violet color, and here division of the violet color means that angle, that's called del V, will be what? Maximum. Clear? So hope you understood that which color like has maximum deviation, which has minimum deviation. These all relations are here. Please understand them carefully. Okay? Yes. Okay, this also you understood that which color deviates maximum, which color deviates minimum, right now? Okay, focal length, all relations are here, these 4 relations. Okay, now what we are interested, first we want to calculate that what's you understood that who is deviating more and who is deviating what mean. So you want to calculate that dispersion. This is called angular dispersion. So first subtopic I'm writing here, we want to calculate what is what. Okay, let's write topic point A. It's called angular dispersion. We write a theta symbol for this. What is angular dispersion? Angle between what? 2 colors. Okay, general color name is not given, then first and last color means between violet and red. What's the angle between violet and red? What is space or angle between these 2 colors? This is your red color and this is what? Your violet color. So what is the angle between these 2 guys? That's called what? Your theta, right? So what is this? This is what you say angular separation between red and what? Violet color, right? This is called what? Your angular dispersion. So you want to calculate that. You want to calculate this angular theta. So theta will be what? Watch carefully. Theta will be simply equal to what? The angle of the violet color, that calling del V, and the angle of deviation of the red color. This is your simple formula, right? If you know deviation, but generally deviation we know. Look at this formula. We replace from here. Generally what we know? We know refractive index and the angle of the prism A, right? So look here, from this formula I am putting, what is the deviation of the violet color? Del violet will be mu violet minus 1 into what? A. What is del of the red color? Mu of the red color minus 1 into A. We put both values here. A, so you see A can common. So theta is equal to mu of the violet minus mu of the red into what? Angle of the prism. This is the way to write what your dispersion. Maximum time we'll use this format. So what is the angular dispersion? The angular separation between what? 2 colors. General red and violet color will talk. First and last color, right? So mu of the violet minus mu of the red into what? The angle of the prism. Angle of prism will be like 2 degree, 3 degree, very small, because this we writing now all. We writing for what? Small or thin prism. You say thin prism, okay? So angle will be given like small angle, so you can put directly here. This is the first question. This is called what? Angular dispersion. Okay. Once we calculate angular dispersion, then another question they ask is called dispersive power. Dispersive power, we write omega single. Okay. So what is this dispersive power? This tell you that. This tell you what? This tell you that this angular dispersion and like with respect to what? Like mean average dispersion, how much the value of this? Okay, so how they define actually? They say this is the ratio of what? ratio of what? Your angular dispersion to what? Mean dispersion or average dispersion. Okay, so this ratio, that ratio is called what? Your dispersive power. Okay, from definition, how you will answer this? You say that omega should be equal to what? Angular dispersion, means what? This much, del of the violet color minus del of the red color by del of the mean. That's what your omega. Or you want to write in terms of these, in terms of what? Refractive index. Then angular dispersion is already here. Just mean, you'll write mu mean minus 1 into, from here you write mu mean minus 1 into what? A get cancelled. So you're getting this answer. Either you write this way or you write this one. What you can write? Mu of the violet color, mu of the red color divided by mu mean minus 1. That will be your answer. Done. So this is what your it's your dispersive power. Correct. Give attention here. What is del mean? Del mean either equal to what? Del yellow. If yellow color is given, that's called your mean color. Okay, middle color. Or yellow not given, then average of these, del violet plus del red by what? 2. But maximum time we use this formula in terms of mu, refractive index. So what is mu mean? Mu mean will be obviously equal to either mu yellow given, that's okay, done. You can put that value, or mu violet plus mu red by what? 2. You will take average of them, right? Yes. So angular dispersion by what? Mean dispersion. This ratio is called what? Dispersive power. Okay. Yes. Okay. After this, two interesting point we do here. What we do is this. I said when this light is happening, like light splitting into color also, means dispersion happening at the same light deviating from its original path. That was the original path, right now. This one, and all colors splitted in, like light splitted into what? 7 colors plus it deviated also. Both things happening together. What? Dispersion plus deviation happening together. But suppose we want any one thing alone, then we need combination of what? 2 prisms. Okay. So look here. I can write some like combination of what? Okay, I should not write like this one. First, let's talk. See. I want any one phenomena. Only, suppose I want only dispersion, or I want only what? Deviation. Okay, so 2 things we can write. So first I write like I want dispersion. Okay, dispersion without deviation. Write properly is very, very important. What I want dispersion without deviation. I want dispersion, means I want the splitting of the light into 7 colors, but I don't want any deviation. The light should not deviate from its original path. Okay, so what will happen? We need combination of what? We need, okay, need combination of what? 2 prisms, right? Look here how they look. Okay, this is one prism of some angle A. Okay, another prism is placed parallel to this, some way, like maybe like that way. This is what? Okay, place always in opposite sense, like A days here. This is what? Mu, that has what? Mu days. 2 prisms I have. Okay, I want dispersion, but I don't want deviation. Means what? Your net del should be what? 0 in this case. Deviation I don't want. Okay, so look here how it looks. Some light came here, split ended. Suppose I'm just drawing 2 colors only. Okay, violet and red. That was the original path, right? So light comes here like that way. Okay, that is not looking good picture. Like that. Okay, so light colors here like that way. Then the final when it come out, it should look parallel to what? Initial directions. Look here, it's splitted into colors. This I'm calling, suppose your red color and violet color, 2 colors I'm drawing. Okay, when the coming out from the second prism, these should be parallel to the initial direction, so that the deviation becomes what? 0. But the split into colors only here. So dispersion happening, but deviation is not happening. So what do you want actually? That, so 2 prisms we have, so we don't want deviation. So del 1 plus del 2 should be equal to what? 0. We don't want deviation. Del formula is what? This is a del formula. Let's write for both prism. First prism, what is the answer? Mu1 minus 1 into what? A1 plus mu2 minus 1 into what? So what are you calling? We calling it mu days. Okay. You can call mu2 and A2 also, your choice. Okay. If you confused, let me call it. This I called. Okay. I already said. So A days. It should be 0. So we have to calculate always the angle of the second prism. Maximum time what they ask, what should be the angle of the second prism? So what is the answer? Obviously you send this to the other side, so we became mu minus 1 into what? A days. No, I'm writing a little wrong. Okay, a symbol I'm getting confused. So I wrote A and A days, mu and mu days. Okay, now it's clear? Yes. So A divided by what? Mu days minus 1 and negative sign will come here. This is what your answer. Let me write it once more clearly here. What are you getting? You're getting the A days. The angle of the second prism should be mu minus 1 into A by mu days minus 1, and there is a negative sign here. Negative sign shows that these two prisms should be placed opposite to each other. Okay, opposite. This shows what? What negative sign shows what? Prisms placed in opposite signs, right? We have placed them what in opposite sign. Okay, now we want opposite of this. This was dispersion without deviation. Now we want deviation, but we don't want dispersion. Okay, let's write. So this is called deviation without dispersion. You want deviation, but you don't want what? Dispersion. Means your theta should be equal to what? 0. You don't want angular dispersion. This theta we want 0. So again same thing, we need combination of what? Two prisms, right? Yes, here also we need combination of two prisms. And how they are arranged? Same in like this way. They are arranged in what? Opposite sense. Let's draw it here. This is one prism of angle A, another prism arranged here. Let's say angle A days. Okay. So some light comes here, incident on this face. Now we want deviation, we want, but we don't want dispersion. Splitting of colors we don't want. So when it hit here, light will split into some color like this way. This was the original direction. Light was going like that way. So what? This prism is splitting into two colors. First prism, right? We is writing just two color, red and what? Violet. Okay. Then this color will combine them and produce again what? Your white light, like this. Maybe like this. Like that. So there will be deviation, but you will get again white light. This white light, you get again white light. So here your dispersion is not happening. Means suppose this producing theta 1 dispersion, that producing theta 2 dispersion, then this should be equal to what? 0, or theta and theta days you should write. Okay, theta 1 is what? Here's the formula. Theta 2 also same way, right? So you are like mu violet minus mu of the red into angle of prism for the first, plus mu v days minus mu r days, and angle A days is equal to what? 0. We want to calculate this. So what is the answer? A days should be equal to what? Mu violet minus mu red into what? A divided by mu violet days minus mu red days, and a negative sign here again. This is what your deviation without a dispersion, right? Both cases you understood. Okay, so this is all complete about what? Second main important topic about what? Prism. That's called dispersion of the prism, and division also happening at the same time. Division individually, separately we have learned in the previous topic, means previous part, and this was the dispersion, and combined with what? Division. Then you learn separately only dispersion or only we want divisions, right? Hope you understood all this. This was the main numerical part. Now what I will do, I will solve questions on this. Okay, let's practice some questions based on what? Prisms, division and what? Dispersion. Okay.